security chiefs are holding him. So wherever he is, via Article 23, can his family, his lawyers, and doctors get to have access to him in fulfillment of the law as we wait for that report and all of that? Because this really is a command of the law, and I don't think it's a very tall order. I don't think it's a very difficult request that the family, lawyer, and doctor get to have access to him. That's my request, that it happens today, sir.
And this House advises that the two leaders on this side and the leader of government business, you harmonize and make sure that the families access Honorable Chivumbi. Now, today we have a few more items. Please, let's go to the main things. Procedure about what now, Honorable Paulman? We are not proceeding. I think you should give us procedure on why we are not proceeding. Yes.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I raised the matter of one Amos Rangomani, who actually applied to, the wife applied to court for an order of writ of habeas corpus. It was granted by Justice Peter Chinove. Government ignored the order of writ of habeas corpus. I raised it on the floor that to the effect that that order is inviolable and non-derogable according to Article. And are taking on this on the floor that actually was going to respond to the reason as to why we were suspending a right which is not guidance, Right Honorable Speaker, as to whether we are proceeding right that whenever human rights matters are raised, we don't get conclusive answers on them.
The Learned Attorney General, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Actually, before I give an answer, I note that this is the first time I've addressed this House when you are in the chair. The first time I did so, the Right Honorable Deputy was in the constitutional right. Court, it is applied for in court. It lies to the office holding that person. That office must be known. And when it lies there, that office or place is compelled to produce that person in court, a competent court, to show cause why he should not be released. I've not got it clearly whether that writ of habeas corpus was served on the competent authority which was holding that person. If it was served,
today, we meet not as competitors on the campaign trail, but as custodians of one institution upon which the health of our democracy largely depends. Our political persuasions may differ, but our constitutional obligation is shared to represent our people faithfully, legislate wisely, safeguard public resources, and ensure that those who exercise public authority are accountable to the citizens from whom that authority is derived. It is in that spirit that I address us today. The office of the Leader of the Opposition draws its authority and mandate from Article 82A of the Constitution, reinforced by the Administration of Parliament Act and given practical effect through our rules of procedure. It sits within the constitutional architecture through which Parliament holds the executive to account, a function that is not just ceremonial, Parliament was never designed as a passage point for government proposals. It exists to interrogate policy before it becomes law, to scrutinize proposals. It exists to ensure that expenditure is scrutinized before it is authorized, and to demand accountability after public resources have been spent. Where
Attorney General is in a no, and is still here trying to say this one is an issue of justice. Right, Honorable Speaker, isn't it procedurally right for the attorney?
I think you were giving the information.
Right, Honorable Speaker.
And you've done that successfully. Let the Attorney General respond.
Right, Honorable Speaker, my prayer is one.
You know, you make prayers when you're making information.
Thank you.
Your prayers can be anticipated that you want the Attorney General to respond to you. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Actually, I was responding to the legal matter of the habeas corpus, and I was giving the process of that right. And I was responding to the issue that it was issued by court. And I was saying if it is issued by court, it lies to that body which is illegally holding that person. And it compels that body to produce that person in court and show cause why he should not be released. And if that process has not been gone through, then it should be engaged and ensure that it goes through. That's the legal position, Mr. Honorable Speaker.
So I guide that Honorable Paul Mwiru, who is a lawyer practicing, you furnish the Attorney General with the details. One, to know whether there was effective service, and to also give the identity of the person that was served that the writ. Habeas corpus is order that says bring the body of so and so. So that is sorted. Can we, Kampala, shall we have a, we want to debate the State of the Nation address, but after that, there is also going to be a statement by the Attorney General on human rights. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I'm Shamim Malende, the Woman Member of Parliament for Kampala District. Mine is a reaction from your communication to which I seek guidance. Right Honorable Speaker, you have rightly guided that since the committees are duly constituted and parliamentary commission, then Parliament of Uganda is ready to kickstart our work through the different committees to which we have been allocated. However, I was here in the 11th Parliament, and one of the biggest challenges that we faced as members of Parliament is that we are designated on the standing committee and then on the sectoral committee. But sometimes there is a clash in the time or to which you're supposed to appear before the sectoral committee or the standing committee. So the guidance I seek from this House, Right Honorable Speaker, is that is there a way that the clerk to Parliament or those responsible can come up with a program whereby we can effectively represent our people through the different committees without missing any committee meeting on which we are supposed to appear, so that we can effectively represent our people. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. That matter was fully discussed in the Business Committee. Honorable Maracha or Terego? Honorable Rose Obiga.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I have an itching issue. You are aware that the whole country lost to drought. And right now in West Nile, we have a lot of rain. This is the only time we can plant. We had raised an issue of an urgent importance that we would be grateful to receive seeds of maize, beans, soybeans, and sunflower. Right Honorable, I kindly beg, it's taking too long and our people may lose again. Is it possible for the people of West Nile to receive these seeds? Well aware.
Dokolo, from Honorable Shamim Malende, who has already finished. Honorable Mohenda Ronald, MP for Poto Central. Honorable Okoya John Calvin, MP Chua East. Honorable Amanio Dwavela Sheila, District Woman MP Mukono. I think she has 2. Honorable Amanio again has 2, is number 7. Honorable Gwang Patrick Obura, MP Oyam South. Honorable Dr. Sylvia Tumihirwe Naitwe, District Woman Representative Ruchiga. And then we have Honorable Lukanga Moses Musanje, MP Njero Municipality. We have also Honorable Naguja Judith, District Woman MP Buvuma, and Honorable Akuguzibwe Lawrence, MP Mwenge North. Then Honorable Serukenya, MP Makindye Division. We have Honorable Anwar, not Anwar Bispriest, Anwar Richard Ricky, MP Agago West. And then we have Honorable Wanyoto Godfrey, MP Budadiri West. And then other members are giving me right here. These are about 15 of them. And then we have one from Honorable Ayagalachi Jamali from Bokoli County. We have, these are what I'm receiving from here. Then we have also Honorable Adrin Katsime, a District Woman MP, Shema District. These are 17 good matters of national importance. So, can I get? Sorry?
Mr. Speaker, some of us have not heard our names. We earlier brought to your office, and others were delayed. Yesterday, the Right Honorable Chair, your deputy, said that they will be coming later. So we earlier, some of us who brought earlier, we've not heard our names.
You're just giving further justification to the point I'm about to make. You can imagine there are others who brought earlier. We appreciate all this. And my guidance is that the ministers are here, the Prime Minister is here, but tomorrow we have the Prime Minister. And just not to eat on the time. Yesterday, the debate on SONA, State of the Nation Address, 27 members were able to contribute. We want to give members of Parliament an opportunity, a maiden opportunity for every member of Parliament who wants to speak, should speak during this period. There are others who have spoken, but I want to guide. State of the Nation Address is the balance sheet, the trial sheet. If you want to debate, you can actually relate many things that is taking place in your constituency to this matter and give a plus or a minus and call government for action where it is necessary. So I expect us to go into this other aspect shortly, and then this, the members have read, and all others who took somewhere else, like in Wakiso, she took to Chireka. I don't sit in Chireka. My office is here at plot 1618, Parliamentary Avenue. So these are what I received. So tomorrow, don't bring new ones. Let's first resolve this when the Prime Minister is here. We dedicate about 1 hour. But today we go into these other matters where people have been prepared to debate. This is the time you have to debate uninterrupted. 3 minutes. If we use time well, we could get about over 50 people speak today, or 100. So, can I get the next item?
Item 3 on the other paper, statements by ministers on 1, the operations of the Uganda Human Rights Commission.
Attorney General.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker and honorable members, in the 6th sitting of the first meeting of the first session of the 12th Parliament, held on 7th July 2026, Honorable Sewungu Joseph Gonzaga, Member of Parliament for Kalungu West, raised an issue regarding Chapter 4 of the Constitution, Bill of Rights. He informed the House that the Uganda Rights Commission was not fully executing its mandate in relation to remedying human rights violation and protecting human rights, and expressed dissatisfaction with the government in the context of government's response, and indicated that there were reports in the press relating to investigations of the Uganda Human Rights Commission by the Inspector General of Government. I was called upon to respond, and I requested for time to prepare a response, particularly in regarding to what was happening in the Human Rights Commission and being reported in the press. Honorable members, and this is why now I'm making this statement, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable members, the Human Rights Commission is established by Article 51 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. Article 52 of the Constitution provides for the functions of the Commission, which includes, among others, to investigate on its own initiative or on a compliance or complaint made by a person or group of persons against the violations of human rights. The Uganda Human Rights Commission Act, Cap 26, further elaborates the functions of the Commission and its governance structure. Now I'm going on the effective composition of that commission.
Right Honorable Speaker,
I've not been seeing you, but yeah, what's the procedure issue?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
He's not talking about fish, he's not talking about what, he's talking about human rights.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the procedure matter I'm raising is that the Attorney General is giving a statement, but it is either not uploaded on the iPad or I need more orientation on uploading them, because when you look at the iPad, the documents are totally
from the look of things, it seems like yours is you've not picked your iPad. The Attorney General, please summarize this statement. Summarize. Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker,
you can follow from the screen.
or the statement is already there. So what I want to go right ahead is to highlight those areas which were pertinent and have enough for Honorable Seunga Seungu, goes like Seungu, to bring to this Honorable House and requiring a response. The most urgent was the press reports about the investigations. At page 3 of the statement, I inform this House that there are no investigations being carried out by the Inspector General of Government again about either the chairperson or any member of the Human Rights Commission or any staff. So there is no investigation taking place at the Human Rights Commission. And however, I need to draw your attention to Article 227 of the Constitution, where the Inspector General of Government enjoys independence and is not subject to the directions or control of any person or authority, and only responsible to this Parliament. In light of that provision, if the IGG eventually carries out investigations in the Human Rights Commission, and as I've stated, no investigations are being carried out, then that report will come to this Honorable Parliament. Now there have been reports that the chairperson has resigned. Right Honorable Speaker and members, I wish to inform the House that the chairperson of the Human Rights Commission, Honorable Mariam Fazat Wangadia, submitted a notice of resignation to appointing authority, that is His Excellency the President of Uganda, on 6th July 2026. I wish to highlight that a notice to resign does not amount to resignation, but is merely intended to communicate the desire to resign and cannot be treated as a resignation. Mariam Fazat Wandaja remains the substantive chairperson of the Commission until she tenders in a letter of resignation to the appointing authority and the resignation is accepted. Therefore, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to affirm to this House that the Commission, the Uganda Human Rights Commission, its operations are not in any way distorted. The Commission continues to operate and perform its mandate in accordance with the law. I beg to submit, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Sewungu. Are you going to debate notice of resignation or resignation?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to thank the Minister, the Attorney General, for being on dot. When I raised this matter, he promised to report back, and he has done so. And indeed, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank the ministers over this term. Their performance is good so far. And when you hear Sewungu thanking you, don't think it's a simple matter. Even the previous speakers, matters being raised, they are bringing them. But it is interesting that the Attorney General is contradicting himself. It is within your own statement. And that's why normally we insist that you continue, you read your statement as you uploaded it on the system. Within your statement itself, you have stated that Inspector General of Police, the IGG is inspecting the Human Rights Commission. And you are stating again, she's not being investigated. You've talked about tendering in notice of resignation. But remember, Mr. Speaker, sir, that these days, even in the court, we use electronic methods, even audio visuals. However, my main interest, Mr. Speaker, is not about resignation. By the time I raised this matter, the Human Rights Commission chairperson had not resigned. But my interest is on Chapter 4 of the Constitution. Chapter 4 of the Constitution, which is the core value of Uganda's Constitution. And specifically, Mr. Attorney General, through the Speaker, address yourself to Article 52 and 53 of the Constitution. Most of the work,
I insist that you read what you are reading on record.
You know, he was trying to remind me how we used to work together before he became a minister. And Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Speaker, all the issues being raised by our leader of opposition, which are being consumed by the public, are the duties of the Human Rights Commission. They are the duties of the Human Rights Commission. If we are looking for Mwanga Chivumbi, we are looking for the member has talked about and so many others. It is the duty under Article 52 of the Constitution that the Human Rights Commission has all those powers to look for all those people and investigate. But here you are now, there is bickering in the Human Rights Commission. Bickering. Others are talking about people suffering with AIDS, which is against the the HIV Act again, because you cannot subject someone to torture being employed by government because he's HIV positive, then you have to die.
Thank you, Honorable.
So as I conclude, Mr. Speaker, I would pray through you to the Attorney General and the leader of government business, go back to the appointing authority and make this commission be what it's supposed to be. Otherwise, it is shameful. And people cannot address their issues to an office, an entity, which is also bickering itself. They are going there for remedies, but there are no remedies within the institution that is within government. I beg to rest my issue. But thank you.
I think government take note that Honorable Sewungu and others are not satisfied by the performance of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. You want, please, let's move. Guidance, if you want to guide the speaker?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I'm seeking guidance from you, Right Honourable. We are in a time of where we are witnessing human rights abuse every day. Right Honourable Speaker, the previous engagement of the chairperson of the commission when she went out in the media, it tells a very big story within the Human Rights Commission. Right Honourable Speaker, the Auditor General's report, the one we are considering for the last financial year, indicated that that commission has over 1,000 cases that have been with them for over 20 years. Right Honourable Speaker, when I saw this matter on the order paper, I really never thought it was a matter to answer Honourable Sewungu's matter of national importance. I want to seek your guidance, Right Honourable, whether it is not right that this House gets a time when a proper statement about matters of human rights and the Human Rights Commission are brought and we debated them here, Right Honourable Speaker. We are chanced that we have the representative of the army, and we are chanced we have them here on that day. Although they are listening posts most of the time, they could also participate in the debate about human rights abuse. Right Honourable Speaker, I need your guidance on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Mahmoud. But the issue of human rights is as critical as each one of us is. I think I would love to see in this house where we shall be able to debate the laws on human rights and how we can balance the balancing of the right of the person who is a victim, and we define who is a victim, and then also we balance the rights of those who have been either apprehended. There are those who have been, those who are aggrieved, who are the complainants. There is the issue of balancing of rights. When does human rights start to be human rights? That when you commit an offense and you are apprehended, the human rights you still should be accorded the same constitutional protection that is enshrined in the Constitution. Now, when that is not accorded, that's when you get to hear people saying this one is abducted. I don't believe in that language because I was somewhere else. So, Honorable Leader of Government Business, let's find time one day in this house and we debate all matters pertaining to human rights. So that we come, Uganda has made a lot of progress on these matters of human rights. We should not lose them out. I think we can dedicate a day that we can speak our lungs out. That is if the heart is deceitful. We shouldn't use them. We can speak using either our kidneys, because the kidneys filter, so that we can be honest with one another that what is human rights? Who should define for that? Is there anything different from the law? If it is what is the law, you know, how do we balance criminality and human rights? Honorable To, what were you saying?
Right Honorable Speaker, I thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, I believe your last statement spoke my mind, and that was the procedural issue that I was raising. Right Honorable Speaker, as you're aware, and I do acknowledge that there are many issues with respect to human rights, but this matter had been previously brought before Parliament, and it was referred to the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. I see the desire to debate this matter as a big house, but the procedural issue I was interested in is that would it not be proper, given that this matter is now the first business before Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee, that all the interested parties come here, we get a comprehensive report on all what has been raised and even what had been referred, so that we can have a very good debate here. That was the procedural guidance I was seeking, but I think you've guided that way. Thank you.
Thank you. And then that debate will be, I think yesterday, the 27th Human Rights report was referred to Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, and you are supposed to report back. When you bring back that report, we shall not crowd the order paper. Let everybody come here. Let's Parliament to be known that one day we set aside the day to debate human rights, because we are all humans. Now, the Shadow Attorney General, you have a right of reply right now. You reply the real Attorney General.
Yes. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in case I contradict your statement, kindly forgive me. It's not intended. But
it will be intended because you've already intended.
Mr. Speaker, this is my humble proposal, that an ad hoc committee or one of our committees, like human rights, the one in charge of human rights, yes, be assigned the duty to investigate, to probe into the affairs of Uganda Human Rights Commission. Mr. Speaker, to be sincere, there is bickering, there are disputes among the commissioners themselves. Sincerely, as a parliament, a democratic institution, we cannot sit down and look on. We must intervene, Mr. Speaker. When we get the report from that committee, in case, Mr. Speaker, you allow the committee to be assigned, it will be the basis for our debate, Mr. Speaker. I beg to submit.
Okay. Proceeding has already left. But we are speaking about the same thing, and we need to move. The aspect of human rights, we cannot overemphasize it. That legal committee is that the human rights, by the way, bickering between the commissioners or among the commissioners. This is one of the agencies probably you've heard that there's bickering. But there are so many bickering institutions. If we go on investigating, it's like when you pass by a neighbor's home and you hear they're quarreling and you stop by. You want to inquire, you will hear again another neighbor.
Yes.
But the point which has been made is that this is affecting the performance of the Human Rights Commission as an institution. And we believe that the relevant committee is at liberty to invite the Human Rights Commission team to come and answer a few of the issues. And when they bring the report, we can go on. Please, can we go to the next?
Item 3.2, statement on the situation on malaria in the country.
Yes, Honorable Minister of Health, this was a matter raised by Honorable Andrew. Yes, listen attentively.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. It is also my maiden speech when you are in the chair. This time, I also extend a word of congratulations to you. And the Honorable Sewungu is reminding me to receive and appreciate the leaders of the Washiga community from Kanungu. I want to welcome my leaders from Kanungu. We had already welcomed them. So, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, yesterday, the 14th of July, 2026, the Honorable Karuya Kiza Andrew, Member of Parliament for Chiguru South, raised the matter of national importance regarding the death of learners at Makerere College School, Mengo Senior Secondary School, and Gayaza High School, which he attributed to a suspected new strain of malaria. I undertook in my initial response yesterday to this House to come up with a comprehensive statement over the matter, and that's why I am here. I think also the Honorable Namboze of Mukono had also raised that matter on the list of issues of national importance yesterday. So on behalf of the government of Uganda and the Ministry of Health in particular, I extend our deepest condolences to the families, guardians, school communities, and fellow learners of the 4 learners who have tragically lost their lives, and to the families affected by the other recent incidents at Naria Secondary School, Ndeje Secondary School, Katakwi Secondary School, and Kachiri Secondary School. No parent should send a child to school and receive news of this nature. So we convey our condolences to the families. This statement sets out first the factual position on the reported death. Second, the technical explanation for why school-age children are presenting with severe malaria. Third, I will also speak to whether there is a new or more virulent parasite strain responsible for this death. And fourth, I will also speak about the measures government has already put in place and the commitments that I want to make before this Parliament. Let me now speak to the factual position on the reported death, and the statement is loaded on the iPads. The Ministry of Health confirms that 4 learners have died in the Kampala metropolitan area following severe malaria. 2 at Makerere College School, 1 at Mengo Senior Secondary School, and 1 at Gayaza High School. And for completeness, and to avoid the conflation of unrelated incidents in the public discourse, we also want to press on record that separate recent learner deaths also occurred in other schools, but these deaths were not related to this surge in malaria and are not part of this malaria cluster. I have provided a table that indicates the number of deaths in the various schools. Makerere College School, the cause of death of the 2 learners was due to severe malaria. Mengo Senior Secondary School, 1 child died due to severe malaria. In the Gayaza High School, 1 learner also died due to severe malaria. In Inaria Secondary School, we lost 1 learner due to suicide, and this was not related to malaria. In Ndeje Secondary School, we lost 1 learner, and the death was secondary to trauma. This also was not related to malaria. In Katakwi Secondary School, the student died due to road traffic accident. And in Kachiri Secondary School, also it was due to the road traffic accident. Honorable members will note that the 4 malaria-related deaths are concentrated in Kampala metropolitan area, a historically low transmission zone. And I will speak to this later what it means. This geographic pattern is central to the ministry's technical assessment below and is not on the current evidence indicative of a nationwide surge in malaria mortality among school-age children. In other words, we are saying there is no nationwide surge in malaria infections, but these deaths occurring among our children, our learners, largely in the Kampala greater metropolitan area, because it's a low transmission zone and the learners do not have the immunological competence to fight off malaria, as I will explain. Honorable members, Right Honorable Speaker, let me provide the technical explanation why school-age children in urban areas have an elevated risk of malaria. And the question which is being posed, is this a new or more dangerous strain of malaria or not? Right Honorable Speaker, I want to address this question directly and without ambiguity, because it is a question that has understandably alarmed parents and the public. Uganda routinely conducts genomic surveillance of circulating malaria parasites through the National Malaria Control Division in collaboration with research partners. Genomic surveillance refers to the analysis of genetics of the parasites to see whether what is causing this outbreak or infection is different genetically from the other parasites. So we usually carry out those assessments and analysis. And this surveillance has not detected any change in the virulence of the parasites currently circulating in the country. Virulence means the ability to cause disease and in a more aggressive manner. So the analysis we have done doesn't show that there is a change in the type of parasites causing these infections among our children. So Plasmodium falciparum, which is the parasite which causes malaria, remains as it has for decades the dominant species in Uganda and accounts for approximately 97% of infections and it is well established as the species responsible for the most severe forms of the disease. So what I'm saying is that what has killed these learners is the same type of parasite which ordinarily causes malaria. It's not a new strain that has caused this. So on the basis of the current genomic and clinical surveillance data, the ministry's technical position is that there is no evidence of a new malaria strain driving these deaths. So I am just alluding the fears, because the issue being raised was that there is a new strain of malaria parasites. And I'm saying, it is the ordinary parasite that is causing these deaths. So the question then is, why then are school-age children dying? And I'm going to answer that. The explanation lies not in the parasite, but rather in the immunological profile of the affected population. That's the ability of the body to defend itself against the malaria. That's what I mean by immunological profile. Uganda's sustained investment in malaria control over the past 2 decades, and the measures include long-lasting insecticide nets, and I hope all of you sleep under mosquito nets as members of parliament. If you don't, inform me as the Minister of Health. The other measures are indoor residual spraying, which have been using, and also improved case management. These measures, among others, have substantially reduced transmission in urban and highland areas, including the Kampala metropolitan area. I am saying highland areas and Kampala because these are areas where transmission is usually low. They are not malaria-prone areas. And in such places, you'll find the people do not have acquired immunity against infection because they are not exposed. Now, for those who come from areas where there's a lot of malaria, you get that immunity, the defense system in your body. But if you are from an area, Kampala, highland areas, because there is no high frequency of malaria, then your body doesn't develop enough defense against it. And when you get the attack, then it becomes very severe. And this is what is causing the problem in the children. So this is, on its own terms, a public health success. Success meaning the other interventions we have been providing. However, it has produced a well-documented epidemiological paradox that children growing up in these low transmission areas are exposed to malaria parasites less frequently in early childhood and therefore do not build up the same level of acquired immunity as children in high transmission rural areas. And that's the explanation I am giving. That children who are in areas with high density of malaria, they develop immunity early enough. But those from areas where malaria is not of high prevalence, they don't develop adequate defense systems in the body. And those areas include Kampala and the greater metropolitan areas, and some highland areas like Chigezi, the Bugisu areas. So, and that's the problem here we are facing, that the children affected had a low immunity because they are not exposed to malaria in their early ages.
Honorable Minister, do you want to go to the Minister of Health response? I know Honorable Kaluya is already nodding because you've used a lot of terminologies. That's the problem of making a PhD holder to be a Minister of Health. Can you go to page 3-4?
Okay, let me paraphrase the statements without reading each one.
Okay.
And finish in a few minutes. So I think I have provided the explanation that it's not a new strain, but rather it's because the children were not exposed to malaria in their early stages of life. And now when they get an attack, it becomes very severe. Maybe allow me to read that statement, the next one, then I summarize the response.
I know that you're, yes.
So on page 2.
Build it up.
So the practical consequence is that a school-age child in a low transmission area who contracts malaria has little or no background immunity to slow the progression of the disease. And where a child with high acquired immunity might experience a mild self-limiting illness, an immunologically naive child can progress from first symptoms to severe malaria, including cerebral malaria and severe anemia within 24 hours, and from severe malaria to death within a further 2 hours if emergency treatment is not accessed at the time. So there will be a difference between a child from a malaria-prone area and a child from an area where malaria is low when they get an attack. It becomes much more severe because they don't have a strong built-in defense system. But let me also add, Right Honorable Speaker, that there are factors for purposes of information which attract mosquitoes to an individual. For instance, a pregnant woman attracts mosquitoes compared to one who is not pregnant. There is also...
You may have to explain...
Yes, I can. There is also evidence.
Is it about the size of stomach, like for general kidding there?
There is also evidence, Right Honorable Speaker, that if you are consuming alcohol, especially beer, you also attract mosquitoes. Yes. So if I sit with you and I am taking juice, and for you are taking beer, and there are mosquitoes around, you will get more bites of mosquitoes compared to me who is taking water or juice. This is science. Why? There are factors. Mosquitoes get attracted to the amount of carbon dioxide you exhale. Number 2, when you have raised the body temperature, that also attracts mosquitoes. Number 3, if you sweat, if you are sweating, you see people taking beer in a bar can bring sweat. Now sweat, in that situation, both for pregnant women and even those taking alcohol, it has some chemicals, particularly lactic acid, uric acid, and ammonia, which attracts mosquitoes. This is evidence to research. You can read it. It is documented. It is documented. So that's why when we have a campaign against malaria, we focus on pregnant women, children, but also children and pregnant women produce other biological substances called pheromones, which attract mosquitoes. So this is information which we factor in our communication so that the public understands. Briefly, what has been our response as Minister of Health? Right Honorable Speaker, I am not discouraging you from taking the bitter thing, but I'm saying when you take it, beware that the mosquitoes are looking for you. So you can take it from inside the room or have a mosquito repellent.
Honorable Minister, could it be possible that mosquitoes are attracted to those who take alcohol because they wouldn't feel it? They wouldn't mind. And so they cannot be killed? Mosquito could be that wise, because somebody taking alcohol is so preoccupied with other things. But go on, you're making very good points. Yeah.
No, because the mosquitoes also want the alcohol, and as you take it, you are releasing some products which now attract, so they also share on the bottle.
Thank you, Minister.
With permission of the Speaker, I can...
It's you, you're on floor.
It is me, but
Thank you, Honorable Minister. I agree with you 100% that that challenge with that challenge, but I want you to put this one clear about these 4 cases. I want to know about the diagnosis, whether they were diagnosed in time. Secondly, how they were managed, if they managed the malaria very well. And thirdly, about the...
Honorable Member, we are going to give some few minutes for, allow the Minister to yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I will answer, Honorable Member, I will answer those questions as I read the response of the ministry. I was coming to that. So, right, Honorable Speaker, like I was saying, protecting school-age children requires action across 6 areas. 1, risk communication and community engagement. Number 2, vector control in and around school environments. Number 3, early diagnosis and treatment. Number 4, emergency referral for severe cases. Number 5, enhanced school health workforce capacity and a functioning school-based surveillance system. And I just want to briefly report on the progress on these areas. The Ministry of Health, working with the Ministry of Education and Sports, has established a multi-sector task force structured around 4 pillars: coordination and governance, prevention and case management, risk communication and community engagement, and school-based surveillance. And a situation analysis has been completed to establish the burden of malaria, the total cases, severe cases, and deaths among school-age children, providing the evidence base for this response. Let me quickly go through some of the joint actions that we have taken together with the Ministry of Education and
Honorable
Sports.
MP Ekuru. Alex, are you in? You're blocking the way. There is an emergency. Go on. And next time there is Sergeant at Arms, you don't need to bring me this thing. This is what local village MCs do. Please.
The parking problem.
Order, order. Let Honorable Minister, please.
Right, Honorable Speaker, we are working with the Ministry of Education and Sports, and we have put in place a number of measures, which include, among others, a rapid malaria risk assessment, including a confidential inquiry commencing with the 4 affected schools. So we are investigating, getting deeper, what could have been the problem. We have also instituted key risk communication and prevention messages to schools. I have attached to my statement a guidance note we have given to all schools in Uganda regarding malaria, what it is, the do's and don'ts, and what should schools do. I have attached it to this statement. And we have developed it together with the Ministry of Education and Sports. We are also reactivating the school health surveillance and reporting regarding malaria and other illnesses, but also we have instituted the mandatory use of a terminal assessment form as a standardized screening tool for learners, and also introduced a school health facility linkage form to formalize and speed up referral pathways, as well as we are now functionalizing the sick base and also recruiting of health workers, especially school nurses in all the schools, among others. As part of the way forward, that we shall complete the confidential inquiry which we are carrying out in the schools, starting with these where our learners died, and we shall share the results. I'm also going to issue a ministerial circular to all schools on malaria and other illnesses in schools. We are also starting on the recruitment and deployment of nurses, school nurses, and health workers in all our schools in Uganda, and also working on strengthening emergency referral systems within schools so that we link the schools and the nearest health facilities so that situations like these where children fall sick, they can be referred at the earliest to avoid some of these deaths like we have witnessed. And also we are developing a costed plan which we shall share on how we can manage malaria and other health challenges in our school populations, Right Honorable Speaker. So we are on top of the situation, and I pledge that I will continuously update Parliament on all the actions we are undertaking. But once again, we convey our condolences to the families, and going forward, we shall ensure that we strengthen the system so that our children do not die needlessly when we send them to schools. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Pitogwa. The minutes of education.
Your Excellency, first of all, I want to begin. Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker and honorable colleagues,
I refuse to be excited about that.
Me and you know my sector and where I am. In most times, I am privileged to address the head of state. So I want to sincerely apologize to you. Right Honorable Speaker, on my own behalf, allow me to congratulate you for becoming the Speaker of the 12th Parliament. Congratulations. In line with the document or the presentation of the Minister, allow me first confirm and agree that this statement was a consultative between the Minister of Health and the Minister of Education and Sports. However, I have one area where I want the record to be corrected. In Katakwi, where I come from, and in the constituency where I represent, the alleged death of a kid, for the record, is not true. Secondly, it is true one driver of a school bus of Amuria High School died when they were transporting our children for a school excursion to Entebbe Airport. And that school is also called St. Paul's Comprehensive Secondary School in Katakwi, in Ngariam constituency. I want to thank the health team from Iganga and Jinja Regional Referral Hospital for attending to our children, who up to now, some of them are still receiving treatment, but none of them has died. That is for the record. I thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bariomusi. Your explanation would not attract a lot of debate, but I want to give to 4 people, medical people. But before the medical person comes, let me get Honorable Kaluya. Please, if you are a traditionalist, please. Yes. Honorable Kaluya, you are the one who raised the matter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And Right Honorable Speaker, allow me also to congratulate you upon your election as our Speaker for the 12th Parliament. Allow me also to congratulate you upon your appointment as a special envoy for somebody. Right Honorable Speaker.
To what?
For PLU.
Okay. I don't know why people are having noog about that.
Right Honorable Speaker. Yeah. I want to thank the Honorable Minister for a very wonderful and elaborative response over the matter that I raised as a matter of national importance over the death of some students who succumbed to malaria. It is very good that he has allayed our fears, whereby we thought there was a new strain of malaria in the country. It gives us a lot of comfort, both as parents and as leaders, that we don't have to worry so much about what is going on. However, we just need to improve on how we combat the malaria itself.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Speaker, when I raised the matter, I had prayers, and I want to affirm that the Honorable Minister has ably answered all the prayers that I raised, and I beg to thank him so much. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. And I want to, on this note, thank the front bench. Join the Honorable Sewungu. If we continue this way, this Uganda will be different. Next, Honorable Emis. Shadow Minister Health is where? Please, traditional healers, don't speak now.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. The matter on malaria yesterday was raised. Honorable Speaker, malaria remains the cause of mortality within the population. Approximately 10% of the sicknesses or checks that are done in OPDs consist of malaria, particularly in West Nile, zeroing it to Arua Central and Oli Health Center. That serves 3 international countries, that is Southern Sudan, Central Africa, Congo, and even Uganda itself, where we have got over 24,000 asylum seekers, where monthly we are having 25,000 persons that come for outpatient services there. And it has gotten a burden, the malaria issue has got burden on the little resources that we have in this nation. I am now putting my prayer that there must be emergency supplementary financing budget to handle, because we have the issues of the RTDs, we have the issues of injectables that have really been affected with the malaria issues. So my prayer is that the Minister of Finance should make sure that we must have supplementary budget that is to be used to have the issues of malaria to be addressed in these areas that have got the cases. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Take note. Dr. Chankwanzi.
I thank you so much for that wonderful memory, Right Honorable Speaker. First and foremost, I would like to credit my government for the tremendous work well done in the fight against malaria. That has been great. Secondly, I would like to credit my minister for the mouth-watering ministerial statement he has just read out. But the following observations must be taken off, Right Honorable Speaker. Number one, as an active practitioner, these are the case series we are coming across. You come across a child or even an adult who has been managed with the first-line treatment and is not cured, has gone on to a third-line treatment or even second-line, third-line, not cured. That alone should speak a little louder to us as the government now. We shouldn't in any way hide our heads like the ostrich, but we should rather be a little more vigilant, widely vigilant. Why? The Minister for Health, he knows this, that within our surveillance system, in the genomics, we've already captured a mutation of K13, which is one of those genes that the malaria parasite uses to make sure that it dodges the killing power of the drugs we have today, because we agreed as a nation to shift to our first line treatment for malaria being the so-called ACTs. Those are the artemisinin combined treatments we use. But now that mutation of a gene has been picked within our population. True, what is telling us that these are the cases we've had of death that he reported are coming from a low malaria endemic region, yes, and therefore the immunity is not good enough, yes, but we shouldn't forget that. And also, we should remember as a nation, when we were shifting from chloroquine and quinine to ACTs, it all started like this. Cases of resistance here and there. So we should institute a team. Actually, first and foremost, a parliamentary statement should be as follows. Us, creating a situation whereby there is more financing to the genomic surveillance team. More financing should also be going to the following major laboratories that are helping us in history.
You want to lower your microphone a bit? Yes.
The one of Makerere University, the one of Uganda Virus Research Institute, and the one he has talked about of the malaria control division that we do have. But when we increase finances to them, that will enable them actually have a high rate of picking out those cases of resistance. That's number one. Number two, we should also remember, each one of us, wherever we are coming from, we are challenged. The presence of those services actually at the different health facilities. We are finding situations, I'll give you a case in point. When you look at Intwetwe Health Center 4, when you look at the budget, whatever comes up, it comes in time. The government provides it by monthly supply of drugs and all these other test kits and whatnot. But you know what is happening right there? Whatever they apply, whatever they supply on the ground to work for 60 days, it is exhausted within 11 days. That tells you we have to revisit our budget and pay more emphasis on issues concerning stock, the kits and the drugs for against malaria.
Thank you.
And lastly, as I conclude, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member, keep it short.
All right. Yeah. As I conclude, Right Honourable Speaker, we should also ensure that on the ground, as we give these drugs or we make them available, we should ensure also that the facilities which we upgraded and we don't have the functional machinery within and also the staffing norms, we actually come up and we put the staffs there and also the machineries within those facilities. Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
The medical doctors are giving us a lot of time. Let me get some traditional healer. Honourable Bangura. Honourable Bangura, then Honourable Naluyima, and Honourable Pio.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank
the shadow health should prepare, yes, and that should be the end. We go to the main debate here.
Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Honourable Andrew Kaluya for raising this issue yesterday, but also thank the Honourable Minister who has ably responded to this very important issue that was raised. Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank government of Uganda. In my community, I say this with utmost good faith. On the 19th and the 20th of June, that is last month, we had a very big camp, health camp, that was run by Caring Hands International Ministries, supported by over 73 medical personalities from across the country, being led by the team from Mulago. And those people examined over 1,000 patients who responded. And when I went to close that camp, I was surprised by the report that I was given. They thought they were coming to attend to many malaria cases. They told me of over 1,000 tests they ran, they did not realize any malaria case. I want to thank government for that. However, what they told me, which should also be of interest to the minister and the whole medical fraternity, that 47% of the people they tested had non-communicable diseases. So it means, as we are looking at malaria as one of the key killers, as it has been known in the past, we are also facing other challenges that are now eating our community slowly but surely. The non-communicable diseases that they emphasized on was diabetes, was high blood pressure, as among others. So finally, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to request the Minister here and all of us as Parliament that up to now we have sub-counties in our communities, in our constituencies, that don't have health center 3s. So I want to request the Honorable Minister, as you bring in your work plans, which we manage here as Parliament, let's bridge that gap of all the sub-counties in the country that don't have health center 3s in order to take services closer to our people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The Minister wants to respond immediately. Yeah. The Shadow Minister will come, but you see, let the Minister answer a little bit, because he will give you the clarification. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, and honorable members, for the interest you have in matters of health, because they touch all of us and our constituents. I just wanted to make 2 comments, Right Honorable Speaker. That as a Minister of Health, I pledge to give you as much information as possible regarding what we are doing to address the challenge of health care in this country. And I will request you, Right Honorable Speaker, if the order paper permits, for tomorrow, I update members of Parliament on the Ebola outbreak, how far we have gone in containing it. If the order paper allows, I will work with the clerk and your office, if the order paper allows. Secondly, I know the honorable members have many questions to do with health, especially in our constituencies. And I receive many members of Parliament who inquire about health centers and many programs. I want to request that I want to work with your office, Right Honorable Speaker, that we get a day or 2 and we do a workshop for members of Parliament. I bring all my technical team from the ministry, and then we update you on what the ministry is doing to address the disease burden in this country. The communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases, neglected tropical illnesses, just what I will allow you. The cancer, the Heart Institute, what's doing, the plans we have to upgrade health centers, how many sub-counties do we have that do not have health center 3, and what plans do we have? How are we planning to provide ambulances to constituencies which do not have? Because now we can't exhaust that debate in a sitting because of the time limitation. So I beg that I work with your office, you give us time, we do a workshop, and then we bring all the Ministry of Health technocrats, and then we engage and give you the answers, so that as we start this term, you know what government is planning to address the health challenges in our constituencies.
Okay.
I take
Honorable Naruyima, and you are speaking for the...
Speaker, all these incidents, most of them, they happened in the area I represent.
Oh, you are the mother. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I would like we correct our data as Parliament. The school is Mwebaze High School in Kachiri, and it's found in Wakiso District. And also, just to add on, the matter, you hinted on the matter of Nalia SS in Weyogerere. That also had a suicidal death. Since, Mr. Speaker, our Honorable Minister has asked for time, I only pray that as it comes on, as we get that very workshop, he also starts right now to handle the matter of mental health in schools, because it's something they are living out somehow, and it's affecting many of our children. Our children are overloaded, they are reading hard, they are doing a lot. So the Ministry of Health and Education, they have to work together to see that we have those counseling services and the children are handled well. I thank you so much.
Yes, mental health is a serious concern. Honorable Ministers of Health and Education, you will need to formulate Honorable Minister of Education, you have something? Then General Kavuma, you come and there is a traditional healer here we shall conclude with. Yeah.
Right Honorable Speaker, First of all, I thank the MP of Wakiso. As a sector of education, we have been issuing circulars and we have communicated to almost all schools in the country. There's one biggest challenge which now goes to us, the parents. And this is where we need your indulgence. Some of us are part and parcel of the problem affecting our children. A case in point is where you go for visitation with a helicopter, particularly you give your kid an helicopter to go to school. I'm speaking as a minister of the sector. Secondly, some of you go, because it's a birthday of your kid, you go and splash money, throwing it before other children. Friends, what happens to others who do not have access to this kind of money? And tomorrow you're the same person who denies that kid the same money, and yet the kid, you've made that kid get used to this money. So I want really to appeal to all of us. We are all stakeholders regarding matters of education. And it is our responsibility to get out and talk to our people, talk to our constituents, to behave in line with the guidelines we have issued. Right, Honourable Speaker, I will be able to lay on table the circular guidelines we have issued at the Ministry of Education and Sport to all districts, schools across the country. Because we did it in the last parliament, I can again be able to issue it so that we get out. But I welcome the initiative of saying we get out and talk about mental health. But it's our responsibility as members of parliament. I thank you so much.
General Kavuma, Honorable General Kavuma, give the military precision to this matter.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. But let me, before I make my submission, join those who spoke before me to congratulate you for being a Speaker of the Toronto Parliament. Congratulations. Number two, on the matter, I'm not a doctor, but I'm a reader, I'm a parent, and I have life. Today, the House is debating on malaria. But I don't think it is only malaria that is killing Ugandans. So many, but this one was maybe special because it killed children. And malaria has been killing children, by the way, for a very long time. It is still, I think, the topmost killer disease in Uganda. However, Ugandans, if you do research, even in the region, we lose a lot of people because of quite a number of illnesses and problems. And I've been trying to do some research to find out why in Uganda, speakers, ministers, PSCs, generals, cancer. Why in Uganda? And my research revealed two main issues. Number one, Right Honourable Speaker, is that 98% of Ugandans do not go for periodic and regular medical checkups. That is a fact. We live on self, medication. You get headache, you go to the nearest pharmacy. The pharmacist prescribes some drugs, you go home. When the pain reduces, you don't even finish that drug they gave you. That's why you see every 2 kilometers there is a new pharmacy, because pharmacies make a lot of money out of us, or drug shops. And if you check, for us who are here, if you reflect what is in your bedroom, you find all of us having many pharmacies in our bedrooms and houses because of self-medication. Now, that is a problem to all of us. But number two, Right Honourable Speaker, is even the 2% that try to find out how they are, to check regularly, do not get the correct diagnosis. That is also another huge problem. If you pick 10 people from this parliament and you send them to the famous hospitals in Kampala here, you go to Mulago, they'll take your blood and whatever, they'll give you results. If you go to Nakasero and test for the same, different results. If you go to IHK, they give different results. Now, where is the problem? You have issues, they say it is pneumonia, mild pneumonia. They give you a sack of antibiotics. You finish them, the pain comes back. You go to another hospital, it is ulcers. They give you another sack of antibiotics. You finish them, the pain comes back. You go to another hospital. It is now those, Right Honorable Speaker, those who afford, when they go to our neighbor here in Aga Khan, which takes only 50 minutes from here, they check you, they find you have cancer and it is at stage 4. So my question is, where is it the machines? Where do we buy these machines? Is it the people that read the outcome of the machines? Where is the problem? So my players are, Right Honorable Speaker, my two players is, we are leaders, you are here as a house, you represent people. Please go back and sensitize and mobilize your people, the people you lead, the people that elected you to come here, to go for regular and periodic medical checkup. Number 2 player is the Minister of Education should look at the diagnosis issue. Where is the challenge? I beg to submit, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, traditional healer. Honorable Minister, note down, because the Shadow Minister of Health is going to give some statement, and you wrap it up. The traditional healer is doing well. Honorable Lino.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Mine is just a suggestion. In our secondary schools, primary schools, boarding, these schools majorly have sick bays with a nurse, but they do not have laboratory technologists, because most of the time when kids are sick or children are sick, the nurse just assumes. So I want to suggest to Ministry of Education and Health, if they can come up with a policy insisting that schools must recruit a lab technologist, and the schools should buy simple microscope to at least carry out some tests, because diagnosis is the most important thing. It helps you to understand and know what disease a child is suffering from. So I would request the Minister of Education and the Health to come up with a policy so that all our secondary boarding schools have at least simple laboratories. Thank you.
You must take that recommendation from a traditional healer very seriously. Because they have tried to do guesswork, they have seen more people dying. Honorable Aisha. Yes? And then Shadow Minister, and then the real Minister closes.
Thank you so much.
I don't know who started the issue of shadow and what. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the previous speakers. First of all, I need to clarify that the prevalence is no longer 10%. Those are statistics of 2019. And it has actually increased. And many of these malaria cases are actually in schools, secondary schools, primary schools. And like my colleague has mentioned, the treatment method, that's where the problem is. They give them Panadol, headache Panadol alone. And finally, I also wanted to add that unfortunately, blood group O positive are also very prone to mosquito bites and malaria. Thank you so much.
Shadow Minister of Health.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
2 minutes. By the way, you are too generous with time. We have the next time that, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And I'm making a submission on behalf of Dr. Batua, Honorable Dr. Batua, who is away on official duty, and I stand in for him as Shadow Minister, Health. Right, Honorable Speaker, while we appreciate the Minister's report, we must confront this malaria problem with green. Uganda remains trapped in a preventable crisis. Right, Honorable Speaker, the Minister speaks, Dr. Beremusi, you speak of progress, but the Uganda Malaria Indicator Survey reveals a terrifying policy failure. The national prevalence has actually risen from 10% to 13%. In regions like Lango, Acholi, Karamoja, childhood infection rates are at a high as 60%. This is not progress. This is a national emergency. As Shadow Minister, we request and demand for an immediate policy reversal from passive malaria control to an aggressive elimination agenda. First, we must stop distribution of the obsolete standard pyrethroid nets that mosquitoes are now laughing at. The government must fully pivot to dual insecticide next generation nets like Chlorophyra treated nets, which have been proven by World Health Organization to slash transmission by 50%. Secondly, Honorable Minister, we request to institutionalize a mandatory indoor residual spraying, that is IRS, in public facilities, specifically boarding schools, to protect our children where they are most vulnerable. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, we cannot eradicate malaria on a beggar's budget. We demand a shift from total dependency on foreign donors to dedicated domestic health financing. We must equip our village health teams and end the chronic fetal medicine stockouts in our health centers, and this is happening to all of us in our areas of jurisdiction. Right Honorable Speaker, we must stop managing malaria and start killing it. I beg to submit.
Thank you. There's somebody here who said he has a 1 minute thing about the vector. Honorable Sia. 1 minute. Or 1 minute.
Right Honourable Speaker.
A lawyer speaking about vector in 1 minute.
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker. I join my fellow members in congratulating you to that honourable seat. And I also want to thank my honourable brother for that great statement. Now, we have been talking about the parasite, but I understand that we can also look at the flip side of this coin, which is the vector. I understand there's a new vector in Uganda, which would probably in the future cause more difficulty in terms of fighting malaria, especially relating to the malaria tool. It bites during the day. That means bed nets will not work. It breeds during the dry season. That means the incidence of malaria during the dry season, which are normally low, will still be at a height. So these are some of the things that I would want to relate with my honorable minister, to look not just at the parasite site, but at the vector. I think it's called phenastas. And I think the type of malaria tools that we're using right now will become obsolete. There's drug resistance, there's insecticide resistance. Malaria is the single biggest killer in Uganda. If Uganda does not look at this question with detail, honorable members, our population will be exposed to a lot of difficulties. So that was the issue I just wanted to raise with my honorable minister.
Thank you. Honorable Minister of Health. What is the summation?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I have the capacity to give a technical response to the issues being raised, but I have a limitation of time. So that's why I requested that you provide last time we do a workshop and be able to delve into details of what the honorable members are raising, including examining the policy on malaria, like my sister from Mukono is saying, is there a policy failure or not? All those issues, we can interrogate them when we have time. But the good thing, she's quoting from reports from government, all that information. But it's not true that the policy on malaria has failed per se. But we shall provide all those details. And also the previous speaker, we are doing a lot of research on malaria. We shall be able to share all those issues about vectors and many other transmission dynamics. What I can say is that we are going to work with the Ministry of Education and Sports to strengthen the school health program so that we address those issues of having laboratory technologies, the nurses, train them on how to diagnose and prescribe and manage all these cases, not only malaria, but other challenges which affect our children. The Minister of Education was reminding me that when the children are reporting for a new term, there is a form on their health which is supposed to be filled. But most parents ignore it. I think we shall keep reminding Uganda that they should fill it so that the school managers know the health concerns of this learner and they be able to attend to that learner. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, maybe part of the response to the issues raised by Honorable Kavuma. The disease burden in Uganda, that will be very brief, is characterized by what we call communicable diseases. These are diseases which can be transmitted from one person to another, like malaria, HIV, diarrhea, Ebola, all these. But also non-communicable diseases. And we see a rise in both communicable and most importantly, the non-communicable diseases. But also we have the neglected tropical diseases. Just 1 minute, I first finish my point. And we shall discuss with you the approaches and the reforms which we are instituting in the health sector to address this burden of disease. I can tell you that up to 70% of the diseases which afflict Ugandans are preventable. And we are going to mount a huge response on disease prevention and health promotion in the country. Straight from the center to our villages, we shall be giving you the strategies, but also strengthen clinical management of the diseases, including rehabilitation and the palliative care. And that's why you see us working day and night, visiting hospitals. And we are going to do both formal and informal visits to our hospitals to assess what is obtaining on the ground and be able to come up with reforms and strategies to improve health care in this country. So the assurance I am giving you is that we shall do everything possible. We need your support as Parliament to fix the health issues in this country because they affect all of us. Honorable Sewungu is dying with the point.
No, Honorable Sewungu is a traditional healer.
Healer.
Please. Let's go to another. Yeah.
Maybe my response on malaria, what I didn't talk of is that we have now a malaria vaccine, which we are rolling out also among young people, including schools. And we shall discuss all these when we meet in the dialogue. Yes. Please.
Okay.
So now, thank you very much, Right Honorable
Thank
Speaker.
you very much. And
I beg to submit.
The people of Kanungo, now you know what you brought us. He's a very well-informed man. When you say in Kanungu, you say the man is eating, but you see they are firing him things here. so thank you very much. Clerk, next item.
Item 4, motion for a resolution of Parliament to express gratitude to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for the clear and precise exposition of government policy contained in the State of the Nation Address to Parliament of Uganda on 4th June 2026.
And this is how we are going to proceed. uninterrupted 3 minutes. I will begin with the following. Number 1, Honorable Engineer Bigamba Kutbat, Chivale County. Honorable Bruce Balaba, Kabasa. Honorable Rugumayo Edison, and Honorable Ofono Pondo, all the persons. This on this side. On this side, you listen. We shall have Honorable Bisaso Abdul, Kasanda South. We shall have Honorable Kaluya Andrew of Uganda. I don't know whether Uganda or town or what. Chiguru North. Then we shall have Honorable Kutesa Patrick, MP Chimanya Kabonera. And then we shall have Honorable Auma Janet. So we shall go, you don't need to stand up unless I ask you to. Please, the debate issues now. No further guidance. No interruption. Where Engineer Katubat is not there, the next person, Honorable Bruce Balaba. Is he there? Yes. This is a structured way of debating.
Right Honorable, thank you so much. My name is Wakoli. I'm just seeking a clarification from your communication.
But how do you...
We actually do not know how you have arrived at the names, and I'm wondering how we are going, because you guided everybody that this is not a matter of national importance, and we thought that as your members were going to stand and pay tribute to the State of the Nation address. I'm just seeking... Yes, Right Honorable.
Now you are quarreling.
I'm not...
A person who quarrels is the one who does not ask permission to speak. When permission is given to you, then you are debating. So there is a formality here. I want to dispose of what I have here, but then I will go back to those that may not have accessed the table, the offices. The whips are giving names to the chairpersons to the speaker's office. So, Honorable Balaba, 3 minutes, uninterrupted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Bruce Baraba Kabasa, Member of Parliament for Uganda County West. Mr. Speaker, I want to join the members who have spoken before in the previous days in thanking the President of Uganda for being clear in his statement to the country in the State of Nation address. Mr. Speaker, the President said many things, but he emphasized what he called the word. And Mr. Speaker, the President did indicate that without resources, he mobilized the people in the cattle corridor to engage in transformation from pastoralism to settlements and eventually to what we are seeing today as production and modernization of that community. Mr. Speaker, I want to relate this to what is happening in our country. In our country today, unlike when the President was engaged in the word, today there is an infrastructure. At the time he gave the word, there was no infrastructure for the civil service and the established structures to participate in mobilizing the people of Uganda. Today, we have a robust local government structure. We have civil servants at the parish and sub-county level, and we have members of parliament and councillors elected by the people of Uganda. The problem at hand, Mr. Speaker, is that the government of Uganda has not established a legal framework that coordinates the work of members of parliament, the work of councillors, together with the work of the technical people. As we speak now, Mr. Speaker, there are roads which are being launched in the country. There are hospitals which are being opened, health centers being opened across the country. And members of parliament are here and spectating on these processes. Mr. Speaker, the infrastructure
of the ward that the NRM has established, especially after the introduction of UPE, is today disjointed. And in the process of disjointing this infrastructure, it becomes very difficult, Mr. Speaker, for the elected leaders and the local leaders to harmonize in the process of service delivery. Mr. Speaker, in very addition to what the President spoke about, it is important today that the government of Uganda, in implementing the address of the President, works out an organized structure where members of Parliament individually without...
Next. Honorable Rugumayo, are you there? Honorable Fonopondo? Or I should pronounce it well. Honorable Rugumayo Edison, the MP in Toroko County.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. First of all, I want to congratulate you, Right Honorable Speaker, and all members of Parliament upon our inauguration to the 12th Parliament. Honorable Speaker, I rise to applaud the President for his well-articulated and inspiring State of the Nation address. Honorable Speaker, the President delivered his message in his characteristic, very free and yet profound. He fixed himself within the story, generously sharing with
These are books for you. Today we are back in Kampala, St. Chizito Primary School, Bugolo, which we have come to award gift. Who is the lucky winner today? Thank you so much for using MTN mobile money to pay school fees.
It has given me a lot of pleasure.
Yes,
I said, thank you very much from MTN.
Again,
Momo.
2 rulers, unbreakable. Unbreakable.
Thank you
More
so
gifts
much.
are here. We have pens.
Parents, guardians, well-wishers, all of you who are paying for school fees for one child or another out there, you just dial *165 *80# and you pay. We thank you so much. MTN Momo, Ju.
Oh, everyone that thirsts, come ye to the waters now. With the dust upon your shoulders and the sweat upon your brow. And he that has no money, come ye buy and eat the bread. Without the silver or the price, where the table has been spread. Why do you spend your money for that which is not me? And you labor for the things that leave the hunger in the street. Come to the water, the fountains running free. Come to the waters for you and for me. Incline your ear and come unto me here, and your soul shall live in the middle of the mercy and the love I have to give. And I will make an everlasting covenant with you today. Even the sure mercies of David along the weary way. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye while he's near. Let the wicked man forsake his way and cast away the fear. Let him return unto the Lord, for he will have mercy and grace. And to our God, for he will abundantly pardon in this place. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. Set the Lord above the turning of the shadows and the days. For as the heavens are higher than the earth and all you see, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than thee. For as the rain comes down and the snow from heaven's height, and returns not thither but waters the earth within the light, so shall my word be that goes forth out of my mouth today. It shall not return unto me void along the weary way. For ye shall go out with joy and be led forth with the peace. The mountains and the hills shall sing to celebrate the leaves, and all the trees of the field shall clap their hands for you. In a world that's being fashioned To whom is the arm revealed of the Lord within the silence of the garden and the field? For he shall grow up before him as a tender, fragile plant, and as a root out of a dry ground where the waters can. He has no form nor comeliness, and when we shall see his face, there is no beauty that we should desire him in the place. He is despised and rejected of men, a man of sorrows too, acquainted with the grief in everything we say and do. Surely he has borne our griefs and carried all our pain, like a silent lamb that's walking through the falling of the rain. He was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our sin. The chastisement of our peace was on the soul that held it in, and with his stripes we are healed. Through the shadow and in the fire, the man of sorrows lifting us up from the mire. All we like sheep have gone astray. We've turned to our own way, and the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of our day. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. Brought as a lamb to slaughter from the north unto the south. As a sheep before her shearers is dumb, so he stood there without a word of protest or a heavy bitter prayer. He was taken from the prison and from judgment. Who shall tell his generation? For he died for those who fell. Yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him. He has put him to the grief, to bring the broken-hearted the eternal sweet relief. He shall see the travail of his soul.